All right, everyone, let's start off. Uh, a very warm good morning to everyone who is logged in for the session from the NASCOM side. And Certainly, this session holds a very big importance to talk about the technology from the GCC front, for which we have all renowned speakers from the GCC community who has gathered together to have a healthy discussion on it. And we have Mr. Kevin George, who's the center head and the director of Expeditors, who's joined to moderate the session. And he himself is the most appropriate person to do that. Is a digital futurist. So we have the most appropriate person to do that. So Kevin, over to you to introduce the speakers and take on the session from here. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you, Guhan. Thank you for the wonderful opportunity from NASCOM and our regional GCC team. And it's also glad to welcome some of our distinguished panelists who are stalwarts in their own organization. So we have Ramasubramanian Radhakrishnan from PayPal, as well as we have Sarathi Rajagopalan from, Ramasubramanian Radhakrishnan from Verizon, and Sarathi Rajagopalan from PayPal. So how we are going to structure the session today is I'm going to talk a brief about the GCCs and the spread in India. Then we also have an engagement with you guys. Definitely we want you guys to be participative and share some of your perspectives on the digital technologies that is being implemented across your organization. The overall session is kind of segmented into three sections. First section, we will have some collective discussions on the digital technology landscape in the GCCs. And then we will move into the digital talent, which is very important, and what kind of talents that are available in the market and how we can scale it. And subsequently, we will transition to what's next for the GCCs, which is a very important one because we are on the cusp of innovation, and it's a time to pivot to see where we could take the GCCs to the next level. And of course, to make it highly interactive, we would like to have a lot of Q&A, and we have given ample amount of time for the Q&A session. So feel free to ask your questions. Myself, Rama, and Sarathi, we are happy to get all the questions answered for you guys. And few housekeeping stuff, standard things, please keep your phone on mute. Make sure that we are able to give the value add for your call for the next 90 minutes. And also, if you have any questions, please ask in the Q&A session. That will be specifically give us to take those Q&A questions in that particular box. But however, if you want to put any of your comments, anything, you can always use the chat section to express your comments. All right. I think with that, I move quickly into the high-level overview of GCCs in India. I think we should completely proud to say that India is continuing to be the #1 destination to set up GCCs in India. And if you take the count, pretty much we are closing towards 1,300 GCCs in India. And that also amounts to half of the GCCs across the world. Pretty much more than 50% of the GCCs are set up in India. And we could see a continuous rise in GCC setup. And we are nearly, out of 4.2 million workforce we have in the ITS and BPM industry, pretty much closer to a million workforce are working in the global capability centers in India, which amounts to draw a revenue of closer to $28 billion, which is a significant rise year on year with a newly addition of GCCs. And some of the tractions, what we could see is European GCCs, MNCs, and Japanese MNCs, we could see some kind of a new setup they're trying to do in India. And of course, North America continue to lead the GCC market in India with more than 64%. But I could also see that this number is slightly getting reduced because you could see the Europe, Asia market, as well as Japanese MNCs are started setting up more GCCs in India. And when new GCC is getting set up, some of the parameters they are considering to be focused, primarily they like to see from a product development, research and development, automation, innovation. That's actually a step change for us. Because when GCCs were set up 20 years, 25 years back in India, more of a cost arbitrage was one of the key component that was considered. But now, with the evolution and transformation of the digital identity that India is holding, it's a great step change to move into the innovation and automation line of thinking, and particularly in the R&D. And if you see the spread of GCCs, with the multiple service segments, there are nearly, I would say, 4 out of 10 GCCs are kind of a single service centers. They could be completely focused on delivering IT related services, or BPO related services, or could be research and development or engineering. But whereas we also have, 6 out of 10 GCCs have an integrated services, which could be a combination of multiple, IT, business process, engineering, R&D from one integrated cohesive center. Another important parameter to be noted is, in GCCs continue to be people or assets, and that clearly amounts that 70% of the cost that is spent across the GCCs, at an average, 70% goes to the people, and definitely the rest all can be apportioned in terms of the infra, travel, vendor, legal, and other related expenses. And important part is some of the industry research indicates that maybe from 2021 onwards, the infrastructure and travel costs may marginally reduce, and subsequently there could be a possible increase on the people cost. But if on the right hand side, if you at a high level, if you see how the GCCs are spread across in India, the national capital region has around 16% of the GCCs housed. Mumbai is 11%, subsequently Pune, Hyderabad 14, and definitely our Silicon Valley of India, Bangalore, continue to be the dominant with having those niche talent and availability of a lot of skills, and that clearly brings the leadership of having 36% of GCCs mounted in Chennai, mounted in Bangalore, and of course Chennai has 11% spread of GCCs in India. And if you see from an overall cost component perspective, Chennai definitely has a greater advantage, because Chennai still continue to be the lower end of the cost parameter compared to the other GCCs, which are spread across in the different regions. Now, if you see from an overall talent, availability of talent in the market, we have 4.2 million people employed in the overall IT and BPM industry in India. And pretty much you could take an average of 11% are digitally trained, or they are working on those digital technologies, which is again a significant rise from last 5 years. It has actually doubled. We are anticipating this could further double in the next 5 years period, 2025 horizon. And if you go specific on the GCCs, pretty much 20% of the digital technologies trained people are working in GCCs. Pretty much closer to 100,000 people are working in the GCCs. If I put that 1 million people workforce we have at GCCs, pretty much 10% of the workforce are digitally trained, are working on those digital technologies at a high level. And these are some of the digital technologies being implemented across GCCs in India. Definitely the artificial intelligence take the center stage. And we could also see a good leap on the intelligent automation. Some of the great GCCs have started implementing RPA pretty much in a decade earlier, and they have scaled much higher on the implementation of RPA aligned intelligent automation, Internet of Things, immersive experience. I'm glad to see that today in our panelist discussions, you will hear more about the good experience of immersive technologies, how they are implemented and how they scale the business, edge computing, blockchain, and of course, machine learning. And these are some of the top 7 digital technologies being today implemented at GCCs. And we are also actually seeing that there is a great opportunity to scale these digital technologies in the coming years. Now, if you give a kind of a broad perspective where the technologies are taking the trend, I have taken 2 references, one from Gartner and another from Bain and Company. And if you see, I'm not going to talk about all the trends. Maybe I will pick 1 or 2 and give a high-level view. Gartner clearly categorizes their top 10 trends into people centricity, location independence, and resilient delivery. And this also amounts to the pandemic phase, which we are all currently going on. And that actually mandates to bring the people centricity at the center of the table, as well as talking about the location independence and subsequently the resilient delivery. I think one of the good things that is actually started taking shape is the we so far called something called as the Internet of Behavior, because what happens on the Internet of Behaviors, it's actually using the data to change the behaviors with yourself. What happens is when the technologies are being used widely, and those digital technologies will gather the digital dust of your daily life, right? Whatever you leave out, that is getting gathered as a behavioral competencies, and these information will be consumed, or the digital dust is getting consumed by these digital technologies and used to influence your behavior in terms of purchasing or in terms of any making any decisions. And one other thing I want to talk about on the trend is primarily on the distributed cloud, because definitely with the location independence that is happening, that is actually started taking good shape, and there could be a possible situations of having on-premises public cloud or Internet of Things, edge cloud, which is more of a distributed services that the interact with the edge devices using those IoT. And we are also foreseeing the evolution of 5G, and there would be a possible of that 5G mobile edge cloud, the delivery of distributed cloud using those 5G technologies. And the other one that could also take a big shape, which could anticipate, is on the resilient delivery, which is AI engineering. I think the AI engineering has modeled based broad three pillars. One is the data ops, which again aligns to the machine learning operation style of things, the DevOps, as well as you also have the different model operations. So it could actually move into something called as a responsible AI, which will give the value, which will give the trust, which will give the privacy, and also which will give the acceleration that one needs to move up in the intelligent implementation of the digital technologies. So the broadly, some of these components are taking good shape in 2021 onwards. And same thing, Bain and Co also kind of highlighted some of those trends, which is very interesting. If you specifically talk about in HR, the cognitive science and gamification win the war for the talent. That's again going to have a good shape in the market. Edge AI transplants brains to factory tools and machinery. Automated and explainable AI makes financial organizations smarter. So there are wide varieties of application of these digital technologies in various industries we could indicatively see that could take shape in the 2021 onwards. That's kind of the high level technology trends that has been capsulated by Gartner as well as Bain and Co. Definitely, you can also reference these informations are available in the public domain, and there are a lot of deep knowledge behind it. You can go and read and definitely upskill your knowledge on this particular space. Now, that's kind of brings the section of talking about giving an overview of GCCs, the availability of digital talent in the Indian market and GCCs, and subsequently the spread of the technology trends that could actually widely shape in the 2021 onwards. Now, before actually we specifically move into the next session, which I want to invite Rama as well as Sarathi, what I want you guys to do is, go to something called as a menti.com. If you could see my screen, I would urge you guys to go to menti.com, and once you sign into the menti.com, you can use the code 8774194, and I would like to get some responses from you guys. I'd like to see how the digital technologies are being implemented in organization. Let's see which one has been taking the forefront, and it will be also surprised to see maybe some organization yet to start in the digital technology implementation. We will give a few minutes to guys to get into the menti.com as well as trying to answer. Yeah, we could start seeing the answers coming in. Interesting to see how the AI is taking the leadership on the digital technologies, and subsequently, chatbot is also taking the lead. Could be one of the early adapters of implementation. Mhm. Go on. I will give few more seconds. I think people are still trying to enter. All right. I think this gives a clear indication that, like we indicated in our earliest thought, AI has taken the center stage of implementation across digital technologies in the GCCs, and definitely chatbot as an early starter, RPA, machine learning, and primarily, if you see chatbot, RPA, machine learning, AI taking the lead along with the IoT, blockchain, immersive experience in terms of AR, VR, MR, or extended reality, and few others also there. And whoever has actually mentioned others, we are happy to know that what you mean by others. You can put those answers in the chat section of the our session. And interesting to see one person has put yet to implement. I hope definitely that particular GCC would start the implementation of digital technologies very soon. I think this gives a kind of a broad indicative view of how the